I lost my job as a resident social service coordinator while I was on medical leave for a ruptured Achilles tendon. My position had been cut, a casualty of the recession. Unemployment benefits held me over while I searched for another job, but I had no health insurance. This worried me. My Achilles injury was a freak accident, and I worried that something else could happen, so I took the initiative to sign up for Mass Health, the low-cost state coverage that all of my unemployed friends carried. While I was waiting for approval from Mass Health, I was scheduled for my annual physical. In the waiting room, the receptionist told me that I didn't have any coverage, so I'd have to pay out of pocket. I abruptly canceled the appointment. After many phone calls, I was able to get myself registered for HealthNet, which in essence is free care. But with HealthNet, I could only go to a small number of local doctors, and HealthNet doesn't count as eligible insurance under the Massachusetts Healthcare Reform Act, which means I will be penalized on my taxes. The experience made me anxious to get my Mass Health application approved. But that's not what happened. I received a rejection letter that listed a few vague reasons for my denial. The letter told me to apply for health care coverage through unemployment insurance. I haven't done this. I worry that if I start that process, I'll be automatically enrolled and left with a bill that I cannot afford. How did it come to this? I'm not sure exactly. I know people who are unemployed and are enrolled in Mass Health, but somehow I didn't qualify. Every application is an individual one. There seems to be no rhyme or reason about how they choose who gets Mass Health and who doesn't. Maybe if I were a woman, or if I were homeless, or a substance-dependent man, the healthcare system would be more generous about my eligibility. How was I able to slip through the cracks in the system? In my case, not ever really knowing the criteria for eligibility just added to my uncertainty, frustration, and stress. My worst fears were realized recently when I got frostbite while I was visiting family and friends in Ohio. I was afraid that if I were to be treated in Ohio, I would be charged with a huge bill. We drove for 12 straight hours, much of it in freezing rain and snow, so that I could get home and go to the ER in Boston. If this had been a life-threatening situation, what would have happened? What would have I had to have paid for? Today, I am frustrated with the process of getting affordable health insurance because for me, it hasn't been an option. I do not understand the eligibility criteria and the differences between all the various plans, and I don't understand why some individuals receive insurance and some don't. There's no clarity within our healthcare system, and that's what frustrates me the most.
Millions of us now have health insurance under the Affordable Care Act, or what some people call Obamacare. But like many things in life, your health insurance can often be confusing and complicated. Whether you've been insured for years or you're new to the game, understanding your policy is important to your health and your wallet. First things first, you have to pay your premium every month or your insurance could get canceled, kind of like your cable subscription. You can also think of it like a shared healthcare piggy bank. We all chip in each month, even if we're healthy, so the money is there when we need it. If you get insurance at work, your employer probably pays most of your premium, and the rest comes out of your paycheck automatically. If you have Medicaid, you most likely don't have to pay any premium at all. The federal government and your state take care of that. If you're insured through a new health insurance marketplace, depending on your income, you may be eligible for a tax credit that pays a portion of your premium. Once you have that shiny new insurance card, you'll want to try really hard to keep it in your wallet. To better your odds at staying healthy, be sure to take advantage of the free preventive services that all new insurance plans provide. But of course, stuff happens. And that's when insurance really comes in handy. Now, having insurance helps a lot, but it doesn't mean all your health care is going to be free. There are lots of details about your insurance plan that affect how much you pay when you get sick or injured. If you have Medicaid, a lot of these services could very well be free. Otherwise, you'll likely have to pay something when you go to the doctor or fill a prescription. This is called a copay when it's a specific dollar amount, like $25 per visit, or coinsurance if it's a percentage of the bill. There's also the deductible. That's how much comes out of your own pocket before your insurance starts paying. Depending on your plan, you might have a deductible for all your care, or it might only apply to some types of care, like hospital stays and prescriptions. So read your plan material, because it could add up to thousands of dollars. Another important part of your plan is the out-of-pocket maximum. This is the most you'll ever have to pay in any one year, at least for the benefits your plan covers. Your insurer will pay 100% of anything beyond the maximum for the rest of the year. It can be just as confusing dealing with prescriptions. Your plan has a list of drugs it will pay for, called a formulary, but the prices vary. Check with your doctor or pharmacist because a generic drug might fix you up the same as a brand name drug, but the price difference could be huge. So, those are the costs typically involved. But remember that they'll be affected by your insurance plan's provider network. This is a list of doctors and hospitals that are connected to your plan. Insurance companies negotiate discounts with these providers. Stay in network and the discounts get passed to you. Go out of network and you could end up paying full price. And remember that out-of-pocket limit? It won't work if you go out of network. In some plans like HMOs or EPOs, your insurance would pay nothing if you go out of network. In other plans, like PPOs, your insurance will cover you no matter where you go, but you'll pay a lot more if you go out of network. Also, if you want to visit a specialist, like an orthopedist, some plans require a referral from your primary care doctor. Sound easy enough? Well, sometimes staying in network can be tricky. In a hospital, it's possible that your surgeon could be in network while your anesthesiologist is not. If this happens to you, don't be afraid to negotiate with your provider or file an appeal with your insurer. So as you can see, there's a lot to think about when you choose an insurance plan each year. Some plans may have low premiums,